joins the Antisocial Network.
Yeah. Mask up, stay 6 feet apart.
Yeah, right.
All right, here we go.
Hello.
Go ahead. Sorry to interrupt.
Welcome once again, gentle listeners, to YUH with Lisa, Phil, and Aaron from California. And boy, must his arms be tired. This week we are talking to Sean B.W. Parker. Sorry about that. I don't have my glasses on. And they're not in the room.
Oh, Aaron is on Starlink, which means Elon Musk might take him offline every once in a while.
Yeah.
And
So, thank you for bringing us this album, Sean.
this is an episode of Aaron's Audio Audibles. We're talking about the Soft Bulletin by Flaming Lips. It's a long time coming. Aaron is a huge Flaming Lips fan. Yeah, let me go ahead and play that video real quick here.
We thought, well, we're going to make this record, and if it's the last record we make, we would know that we did the thing that we wanted to do.
And then, in the summer of '96, as everything was changing and it seemed like, whatever the alternative nation and grunge and all that stuff, it seemed like that was on its last dying legs.
Well, Waiting for Superman it's a devastatingly sad, powerful song. And
I remember we'd sent Spoonful a ton to some people at Warner Brothers, and we got a lot of phone calls back like, man, those vocals just sound like shit. What's that singing he's doing?
We were dying to put like giant distorted guitars on this in the chorus, how can you not? But instead we have clean flangey or chorusy guitars,
We used to do parts by committee, we call it, where I would sit at the keyboard, and there's me at the keyboard, there's Dave, Wayne, and Michael all sitting there, and I'm playing, and as I'm playing, they're like, yeah, or yeah, or no, don't do that,
And that's what I think is in those songs. It's you being scared, but you accidentally being brave, you not thinking you can handle it, and you kind of on one level handling it at the same time. And I would have never thought that music anybody would be able to relate to. Well, the Spider Bite song, I feel like it puts itself out there as a whimsical, funny kind of song.
Here it is right here. Here's the bite in question. I thought that I'd been bitten by a spider.
He went to the doctor, and the doctor said, yeah, we may have to cut off your arm, as if that was a good solution.
We literally shook each other's hands at the door and said, well, that might have been the last one.
It's a record that's always with us, and we're always considering it, we're always playing it, we're always celebrating it.
As you saw at the end of the video there was a picture of Aaron with Wayne Coyne, I guess after one of the shows he got backstage.
That was the, what do they call, I guess the debut of Embryonic.
Okay.
They did most of the songs from that album. It was a very small sort of secret show at the Ricardo Montalban Theater.
Nice.
Wow.
So, Sean, welcome. We didn't get around to really welcoming you, but welcome to our podcast.
Thank you. Delighted to be here.
Yeah. So we're going to keep it kind of informal until we get to our, breaking down the album section of it. But tell us a little bit about how, first of all, I saw some of your artwork online. I wanted to commend your artwork. I really enjoyed looking at that. I seem to recall Helena Bonham Carter. You seem to use some pop culture figures for your art, and there was one of Elvis. It was called Blue Prison or something.
Prison or Prism?
Prison, like okay. Jailhouse Rock, I guess.
Okay.
So,
I didn't see the name of it.
So I did enjoy some of your artwork.
Yeah, I like your use of color, especially in the item you've got right behind you. Kind of evokes a bit of Mary Warnos for me.
I don't know that
So
the reference. I'll check that out afterwards.
She was a, I guess maybe protege. I don't know of
Andy Warhol.
Andy Warhol.
Mary Warnoff.
Mary Warnoff.
The B movie actress. She was in like Rock and Roll High School and different things.
And now she does art, and it's just not so much the subject matter. Her subject matter is more landscapes, but she utilizes a lot of the colors you have directly behind you.
Okay. Thank you. I shall check out Mary Warnoff afterwards.
Yeah. What was the other one I saw that really struck me? Oh, the director who just passed.
David Lynch.
Yeah. David Lynch, yes. I really enjoyed those.
Yes.
So,
thank you.
Tell us a little bit about how. I'm going to ask you first, and then Aaron. But what turned you on to the Flaming Lips, or how did you become such a fan?
I think it was in art school in about 1999. I was doing a degree there, fine art at University of the Creative Arts here, and a sculptor was in the next studio putting together these massive metal structures sort of obsessively. And he's a very interesting guy, and he'd have the radio on all the time, and a lot of the radio in 1999 was Britney Spears and Travis and Eminem. That was all right. And then the Race for the Prize came on by the Flaming Lips, and it's like, what is that? It's incredible. It was indie, but with this strange, whooshing, bizarre adventurousness to it, and it really excited me. So that was just on the radio. And then a couple of days later, I went into our local HMV. Do you have HMV in America? Is Master's Voice shop?
No.
It's entirely possible we have that company, just not HMV.
Yeah, so it's the music store.
Oh,
it's a high street. Yeah, a high street. So I just went in there, looked through their new releases, and there's the soft bulletin, this strange blue and yellow austere cover by this indie band who I knew about on the wavelength, but not in depth.
You'd heard Race for the Prize, and that's it, right?
But basically, yeah, I knew they'd done things with Mercury Rev. They were closely related, and I'd seen some things in the enemy of Dwayne Coyne in a suit spraying blood everywhere. It was all fascinating indie guy from America. That was it. And then I got the record. I think after the Soft Bulletin won the Mojo Award from the enemy, something like that. It was a big deal then to win this award. It's like, that means it's a serious album. And there's lots of albums about. And I was a student without being able to buy an album every month. I got that one, and it just captivated me in the millennium time there. I don't know if it was when it came out or a year later I got it. But when I got it, I don't usually respond to hype, but I responded to that hype with the album, bought it, and it just took me away. And went, this is 13 amazing songs with an amazing story, and fell in love with it there.
Now, how old were you?
I would have been 24 then.
Oh, okay. I just wondered if this was like exposed as a kid or, so that's that's a great thing. I love it when adults discover something new like that. And because it speaks to adult sensibilities. If a 10-year-old discovers the Flaming Lips, that's a 10-year-old. But a 24-year-old, I think that, I think that's more as if not more meaningful.
Pretty deep stuff for a 10-year-old,
right? I mean, you were in some bands yourself.
Yeah, there's that. I'm constantly open to new stuff. And there was also, at that time, 97 to 99, when my father passed away in 97 when I was 22. So that was quite raw. And I was going through a bit of a breakdown, to be honest, at that time. So when I got that record, and then I heard that he'd lost his father then, Dwayne Coyne, as well, during that time from cancer. I'm not going to say that it gave me some more deeper connection insight, but maybe that is what was going through, because the way he was singing on that record, I connected to it. So it could be that,
I think that makes sense.
Well, I think I read in preparation for this that Superman Yeah, his father dying of cancer.
Right.
So
I can see how that would definitely resonate.
right.
Mhm.
But I only discovered that afterwards, kind of after I got into the music and the story of the band, and discovered that this guy, Steve Gross, had created the whole orchestral thing really himself, according to Wayne, So it's like, who is this guy? Yeah.
Right. Well, he said in the interviews, I listened to a couple of interviews too, and he said that he finds that people like he didn't have any consciousness that his music would be identified with anyone because it was so personal, So he was overjoyed to find out that people like yourself were able to kind of withdraw, from songs like Superman and I guess. They were able to identify with the feelings and emotions of it in the correct way, that he actually was able to get that across to people through the music intrinsically. Whereas when you listen to it and you read the lyrics, a lot of it, quite honestly, don't make a lot of sense.
No.
So it wasn't just the lyrics that got his message over. It was actually the music, So, but. Aaron, what about yourself? How did you come on board?
It was like 2006 or so when I first got into the Flaming Lips. So I'd have been 34. No.
Already in LA?
38, I guess. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Long in LA.
Oh, yeah.
I picked up At War with the Mystics, and then I had seen on Austin City Limits, I think it was the episode where it was the Flaming Lips were half of it and the Shins were the other half. And the Flaming Lips half, it was just the trio. It was Wayne, Steven, and Michael. And Steven was behind the kit, if I'm remembering right. And they did a bunch of Yoshimi stuff, and he did the Blood. And Cat Power came on and did War Pigs with him.
I think I saw that. I think I caught that. I didn't sit there and dedicate my time to the whole episode, but I remember seeing clips from that somewhere.
Yeah, and Wayne had this like shop light, with the kind with the hook that you'd see in a garage. And he's swinging it around by the cord, and it's making these rings in the dark. And I ended up picking up Yoshimi and the Soft Bulletin within a few weeks of At War with the Mystics, and those are still my three favorites of their albums. I've seen them probably 6-7 times, including a performance at Hollywood Forever Cemetery on June 14th, 2011 of the Soft Bulletin.
Oh, okay.
And they invited everyone to come back the next morning at dawn for a special performance, and they were at the bell tower, and Michael Ivins was playing the bell instead of the bass, and they did Do You Realize for about 15 or 20 minutes.
Sweet.
With
that's a special performance right there. That's the cemetery that you regret not taking us to when we went. Yeah. A lot of Hollywood luminaries laid to rest there. So, Sean.
I will say when we went to California, Aaron was a terrific tour guide.
Yeah.
Very supportive of,
Yeah, we did a great job.
Yeah.
Sean, how many times have you seen them live?
I saw them once in 2017.
Well, okay. So I'm gonna, while we're waiting for Sean to come back, I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to do my little. Obviously, I've never seen the Flaming Lips
Live.
I had heard things like Jelly, things like Do Realize. So I knew some of the
That
stuff that
wasn't him,
made it
was it?
to the charts, but I'd never seen him live, and I wasn't a devotee like Aaron became. But so I did do a little bit of research in that. I listened to an interview, so I got a few comments I heard from the interview. He was born in 1961 in Pittsburgh. Now lives in Oklahoma City, where he moved to when he was fairly young. So he's been almost a lifelong citizen of Oklahoma City. I'm talking about Wayne Coyne, of course. He was influenced by the Beatles and Black Flag and the Who.
Honestly, I do hear a little bit of Beatles in there.
Yeah,
a slower version,
especially the later version. Sgt. Pepper's psychedelic
right
versions of the Beatles. He attended a Who concert in Oklahoma City. Wayne attended a Who concert in Oklahoma City when he was young, and
with his brother, right?
With his brother, right? And that left a huge impression on him, and he thought it ironic that he was able to actually go backstage at the same venue as an adult and have a conversation with Pete Townsend, as a peer.
Yeah,
he was really kind of.
That's cool.
Yeah. He once worked as a Long John Silver's cook. I thought that was
for a long time.
Was he for a long time?
Yeah, until he got robbed.
Really?
Oh yeah, you got to watch The Fearless Freaks, the documentary.
I watched a little bit of that, but I didn't. I didn't.
He's like, here's where they had us get on the ground.
Wow! Wow, that's deep. He seemed to have he has a good sense of confidence, or he knows that his voice is not perfect, and he knows that it's not for everybody. So he's very cognizant of that, and it's like so sometimes and that's what
some of the songs were markedly better than others.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna say that.
And he's not. Looks like Sean's got back on, so that's great.
Sean, can you hear us?
I can. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yep. Okay, so why don't we go ahead and turn off our camera too?
Okay.
And we'll all be anonymous.
Right.
Okay. Oh, nobody can hear me. Nobody can see me doing my arms. Okay.
And so
we just Philip was doing a little bit of
a little bit of background,
a little bit of Wayne Coyne bio.
So the last thing I'll say is that they came on kind of at the end of the grunge era. Like the grunge era was just finishing up. Nirvana, Soundgarden, Alice in Chains, Red Hot Chili Peppers. So they did like tour with those bands occasionally, and they were on tour with the Chili Peppers, and they would get routinely booed. Their music, I guess
it wasn't Chili Pepper adjacent.
Grunge was more punk, almost punk infused. With some like metal and some hard rock, whereas Flaming Lips draw a lot from the psychedelia of like the 60s and stuff. So, but typically speaking, their standards like Jelly would get good responses on those tours, but it was like hot and cold. But they fed off of the negativity. That's what he pointed out, that they actually fed off of that. So,
which is a very punk thing.
Yeah.
Right. To feed off the negativity of your psychedelic music.
Yeah.
While touring with a punk-ish band.
Yeah. Okay. So at least do you have any impressions or anything you want to contribute just in a discussional way?
Not really. I will say that I am one of those people for whom Wayne Coyne's voice was not my favorite. But I feel like some of the songs it was markedly better than for others.
Well, we'll get into that when we
I like Gibby Haynes said he's like Neil Young on some kind of gas.
Not necessarily a good gas, just gas.
Yeah. mean, he is so
Yeah.
he stands out so much on stage, you know,
Right,
with the wild
right.
hair and the stunts and the blood and like you said, the balloons and all that shit.
It's a very
Mhm.
earnest voice.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't think it's
yeah.
a bad voice.
No, it wasn't, I didn't love it on some of the songs.
I guess when I heard the interviews, I was expecting a little bit more Gibby Haynes than I got. You know, when he talks, he's pretty rational and
Yeah,
isn't, all over the place like stream of conscious crazy or anything.
yeah.
But
And we know from that.
No,
When you met him,
a
Aaron,
practical guy. I mean, he's always there, helping set things up like he's a roadie.
oh yeah, he's hands on.
He's very hands-on.
Yeah, I like that. Okay.
Did you get a chance to talk to him much when you got your photo op, or did you?
Basically got to shake hands with the band and take a photo with Wayne.
That's cool. Yeah.
Could you have had the whole band and not just Wayne, or?
Yeah, I mean, they were all sitting at a table and Wayne was standing next to the table, so I'm sure Stephen would have stood up.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
Just wondered.
Well, Sean, what we
they
usually
were all
do?
signing. They were mostly signing CDs.
Okay.
Signing CDs. Yeah. I did see. I read an interview, Sean, that you did with. It was a magazine. I can't recall the magazine at the moment, but you did cite among a few other people like Jack Nicholson, and that Wayne is a person you would like to have a conversation with sometime. So what would you like to talk to?
I think that was with the Authority magazine, T. Weiner and all that.
I think so. Yeah.
He's just he's just a very compelling guy, and I like how he, especially on the soft bullet, that he talks about science and grief and loss, but he wants to infuse everything in 70s artistic mentality, and he mixes all that up with a lot of charisma, of course. And I would just probably sit there listening to him, imagine, because we'll probably talk about science, maybe. I don't know. Whatever he wants to talk about.
Right.
Right.
Geopolitics, geothermal,
Geothermal.
Yeah. Astrophysics.
If it's Wayne, you're probably going to end up talking about despair and death. But...
Yeah, I guess so.
Sure thing.
Okay.
So why don't we get into the album? The album is, of course, the Soft Bulletin, and it was released in 1999. So we're talking 20.
Oh, there you are.
26 years ago.
Yeah. I'm realizing too. Sean probably listened to the UK version, which has a different song, right? It's got slow motion instead of the Spider Bite song.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it had slow motion on it. It was brilliant, but it didn't have the Spider Bite sound. So I didn't actually hear that until about 10 years ago. But that's the only real difference as far as I'm aware.
Okay. So you can go ahead and include that in your top 5 if you want. We lost Aaron. We're having some issues today. All right. So the Spider Bite. Why don't we go ahead and we'll just the album was released in 1999, just before. What's the one called?
Yoshimi Battles the Pink Robots.
Yes, yeah. All right. So what we do is on Aaron's Audio Edibles, under our new format, is we just take our top 5 songs from the album, and we talk about them, and then Aaron puts that into his Google sheet, and we come up with a banger of the podcast.
Cool.
And by that, that's just like, as a group, our most loved song. Yeah. Points wise.
Nice.
So we go with Sean, why don't we go with you first? What is your favorite 5 tracks from this album?
My favourite 5 are. Do you want it going from 5 to 1 or 1 to 5?
Or 1 to 5 because it's easier to type.
Okay, Aaron's keeping score, so let's do 1
There
to
you are.
Right, so at number 1, Pop Pickers, it's What is the Light? Would you like me to just sort of list them or talk about them?
No, you can talk
Yeah,
about
sure.
it.
Why What is the Light? Why is that one your favorite?
What is the Light is just in my top 3 songs ever. I can't get away from it when I'm feeling rough or low. I put that on, and it just lifts me as close to heaven as you can get. It's just amazing. It's a doomy verse and kind of Wayne aspiring in some direction, but the chorus thing with the incredible strings by Drost, I guess, just this beautiful arrangement, and Ivan's bass behind it, giving this just absolutely celestially beautiful track in my mind. And it's about what is the light. I think it's Wayne talking about his spiritual interests and dimensions, or
Or is it chemically derived?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, there's my number 1. So number 2, The Gash. Yeah, which is a crazy sort of hymnic stomp of a song about war and how to carry on when you're injured. I think. I'll keep it a bit more brief than the first one. 3, A Spoonful Weighs a Ton. Because I started to how important turning science into a beautiful song was to Flaming Limbs. And the title was fascinating. A Spoonful Weighs a Ton. He's talking about sun in a teaspoon kind of thing. And it's got some very interesting music, some bizarre guitars on the chorus, but very lush strings of those, mixing those all together the way they do. 4 singles that got me in, The Race from the Prize, for the prize. Now, see on Spotify today, that's got like 20 million hits as opposed to the 2 million of the rest of them. So obviously the public sees the single. It's just exciting, fun, great 90s indie rock song, really, with a bizarre instrument I still can't name, perhaps Alan can. And then number 5, The Spark That Fled, which is, I think, track 3, and it's very much after Spoonful Weighs, but it's the 2 of those together, A Spoonful Weighs a Ton and The Spark That Fled, are a couple of instrumental beauties sitting next to each other on the album. That's my 5.
Do you have any? Do you have the whole up to 14 or up to 12? However many. Okay, good, perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those are 5 good choices. Yeah. So, are we going to go in any specific order, Phil?
I'll go ahead and do mine. How about that? So there are 2 versions of Waiting for Superman, and I was wondering why that. What in the original, in the OG, was that the case, or
on the CD I had, they were the first, and they were on in the same order as the Spotify playlist that you're doing, but it didn't indicate which were the remixes.
Okay.
So it turns out that on the US one, the first song is the Race for the Prize is the Mokran remix.
Yep.
I prefer the other version, the Lips mix. It sounds more like there's more balls in the drums. It sounds almost like he's got some, I don't know, sheet metal or something under his kick drum. It's got this boom 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 boom. Just sounds so good.
Okay.
Waiting for Superman. I'm not even sure what the differences are in the two versions.
Well, I listened to them back to back, and I like the one that's called the Macron version better, just because the production value. This is my number one song.
I think they maybe they mix the vocals lower in one than the other. Is that the difference?
Yeah,
yeah.
It just doesn't. I guess the original doesn't sound as crisp and loud and strong as the Macron or Reedley. So I wasn't going to make it number 1 and 2, but I was going to make it number 1. So we'll say the Macron version number 1. When I just liked, I guess it was more accessible. It's probably the song that I'm supposed to like as somebody who's just been introduced to the album, which is okay with me.
Yeah.
So, but
I guess it's like a producer that was tasked with making some of the songs more radio friendly.
Maybe so. Yeah.
I do like what he did with Buggin'. I'll say that much.
Mm-hmm. That's right. That's what you sent that to me earlier today, right?
I sent you the original version of Buggin'. Yeah, the Lips mix.
Okay. Well, anyway, Waiting for Superman number 1, number 2. Suddenly everything has changed. I like the strings in it, the emphasis and echo when he sings changed. All these songs are quite, kind of a journey or kind of a fantasy because it's psychedelic. The psychedelic elements come through. Number 2, Suddenly Everything Has Changed. Number 3 is The Spark That Bled. I like the way it has a structure. It's got like 4 movements, or actually 3 movements. It like reprises the first movement. It's almost like 3 different songs. I felt like that was a really good journey. And number 4, The Gas. I found the background singing and the marching, the ominous nature of it, the sound, the synthesized big vocals in it was so different from any other track on this album that I really liked. I really liked The Gas a lot. And number 5, Feeling Yourself Disintegrate. I like the dreaminess of it. The sort of repetitive chorus actually works in that. Sometimes a repetitive chorus can be an annoyance, but not in this case. And Feeling Yourself Disintegrate, it's like you said, Wayne takes a lot of stuff internally and it just seems to be tortured by it, and it comes out in his music. And he's not afraid to express to his bandmates and presumably to his friends and family that he worries about things and that he's got humanity about things. And sometimes it can be his worst enemy. So, but yeah, my honorable mention, I had number 6, The Observer. Number 7, A Spoonful Weighs a Ton. So I could have gone down the whole list. I'm not going to say that it's the favorite album we've ever covered. I like certain.
I'd say it's not my favorite Flaming Lips album, but it's the best Flaming Lips album, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. All right, so that's mine.
Okay, well, why don't I go next and Aaron can anchor?
Aaron, save the best for last.
Okay. So, Waiting for Superman, the Mokran version, I felt that was for me, that was the best song on the album. Number 2, The Gash, I found it to be a little bit of spooky fun. Okay. Okay. Number 3, Suddenly Everything Has Changed. mellow, melodic. I can definitely see sitting by a fire listening to that song. Now, my number 4 is going to be the Spider Bite song. I just loved the silliness of it. Okay.
It was actually very.
Do you know that song was all based on real events?
Yes, but the song came off as kind of fun, as opposed to we thought, I mean, and then the fact that he
It wasn't actually a
arm,
spider bite. It was an infection from a heroin needle, but he thought it was a spider bite.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I'm surprised. Gee.
Is that in your
Heroes.
top 5?
What's that?
Is that in your top 5 or?
Spider bite song? No.
Okay, so
I think it was your and my last place both.
Okay.
But I mean,
now my number 5 is going to be
being
Race
last
to the
place on
Prize.
this album isn't a bad thing. This is a great album.
What's your number 5, sweetie?
My number 5 is Race for the Prize Mocran version. I felt like the vocals were better. And the pace, I liked the pace of it better than the Lips version. And it's like, really sacrifice their wives? But, yeah.
Sacrifice their lives, not their wives.
Oh, okay. Cool. That makes more sense. Okay. And my alternative is Waiting for Superman. I'll get it out there before somebody interrupts me again. Okay. The regular Waiting for Superman.
The original version. Okay.
Right. Okay.
All right.
They keep their wives. They're just humans with wives and children. They sacrifice their lives.
They get so melancholy.
Yeah.
They get so melancholy and sad that they have to take it out.
It's so dangerous, but they're determined.
They're so affected, torn apart by the inhumanity of man that they have to take it out on their wives.
You've never misheard a lyric.
I have. But it's funny. I'm sorry. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So, but Aaron, I was just interested because I was under the impression that the spider bite, what actually was a spider bite, but like I said, I didn't see that whole documentary.
It says in the song that it wasn't actually a spider bite. At some point, it's alluded to, but I didn't realize it involved heroin.
We shouldn't be so gullible, I guess.
Right. And can I have a sip?
Sure.
Thank you.
Anything else to add about the spider bite? I'm sorry.
I think Aaron's off. The mic is back now. I think the ambiguity of the spider bite and the heroin is what Wayne was looking for. He enjoys that play.
Yeah. Irony.
So I'm guessing maybe he was having fun with the song.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry, Sean. I didn't mean you were talking.
Literally, Stephen had what he thought was a spider bite and ended up being an infection. And then also Michael Ivins had a very serious car accident. And he's ever since played the bass on a stool.
And that made its way onto the song as well, right? He did mention the car
second verse.
Yeah. So this song's very autobiographical, or this album, for sure,
Yeah. That kind of comes out in the whole thing.
That song's certainly
about all those different events kind of piling into the making of it. It definitely feels like that to me. Even though it's cheerful, those things are happening in a big way.
Yeah, Wayne described it as the music's not in despair, but the person making the music is in despair.
Mm-hmm.
Nice, exactly.
Okay.
Well, Aaron.
So it's up to me now. Let's see. I have number 1 and number 2. Feeling yourself disintegrate into Sleeping on the Roof. I think the album would be much better if it just ended there and didn't have the 2 extra tracks, the extra Race for the Prize and extra Superman. Number 3 is Race for the Prize. Number 4, What is the Light? And number 5,
Yay!
Michael Ivan's best bass line ever. Suddenly everything has changed.
Best bass line ever.
Michael's
So
best bass.
Sean was happy with one of your picks there.
Yeah, What is the Light? That was his number 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I haven't heard anybody say it at all since then. But yeah, good.
Sorry.
Great list.
Hun, pull my thing up. Hold on.
Yeah.
Where
Pull
is
my thing
whatever?
Whatever do you mean by that?
Okay, so yeah, What is the Light was my my number, I guess, 7. My other alternate. Okay. I just wondered. Yes, my thing.
Well, I had What is the Light at number 12, so I apologize for not being enlightened.
Mm-hmm.
But
chemically derived.
it was I wrote psychedelic. I could have wrote that up.
It is. I have never heard anybody talk about that song in connection to this album. It's very strange. In the 25 years, I've heard some people talk about the record. Nobody has ever referenced What is the Light. I don't think the band have hardly done it. It only seems to be me that worships it like this. So it's probably me, but there it is, kind of thing. Strange.
Yeah.
I love it. If you treat feeling yourself disintegrate and sleeping on the roof as one song, then it's my number 3.
There we go. Yes, thank you, Aaron. I'm banging it up there a little bit.
Yeah. Well,
But yeah, we're both high on Race for the Prize and What is the Light.
that's what it's all about, though, is finding the tracks, your tracks on it. That's the reason you listen to an album, just because some record producer decides that something is going to be the hit and pushes it and sends it to radio stations doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be your favorite song off an album. That's what's beautiful about records, really.
So let me make sure I got Phil and Lisa's correct, because they changed since yesterday, I think.
Yeah, mine changed a little bit for sure.
Phil is Race for the Prize, Machrin version. Suddenly everything has changed.
No. Mine is no. It's not Race for the Prize. It's
it was Waiting for Superman Machrin version. Yeah, I think I grabbed the wrong Machrin just now. Yeah. Okay. Suddenly everything has changed. The spark that bled, the gash, and feeling yourself disintegrate. Okay. And then Lisa. Also Waiting for Superman Machrin version. The gash. Suddenly everything has changed. Waiting for a Superman, the other version. And the Spider Bite
and I
song.
moved Waiting for Superman down and moved Spider Bite up. Oh, and Race.
So Spider Bite's number 4.
And then number 5 is Race for the Prize, Machrin version.
Race for the
Prize.
And
then Waiting for Superman Lips moved to 6.
All right, that's enough for the results. Should I reveal?
Remember, we got to do a little show business here. Hold on a second.
Okay.
We're going to drum roll it. All right, Aaron.
Wow.
You got to get up the 2 big fists and put them in the air. Huge fists, bigger fists than you ever seen, because that's what Wayne does when he plays the gash.
Wow.
Well, that their song right there is a real banger.
It's a banger.
It's a banger.
It's a banger.
Wow. We couldn't even put over. You and I voted Superman number 1, and we couldn't get that over. But
I know.
The gash is very, I did like the gash. I thought that was a really tight song. I really liked the contrast against everything else too.
They're all
Pink
absolutely
Floyd.
amazing songs, and I'm delighted that any of them are on there.
Yeah. I'll read them down the order here. The gash number 1. Suddenly everything has changed number 2. Waiting for a Superman Machrin remix number 3. What is the Light number 4. Feeling Yourself Disintegrate number 5. Race for the Prize 6. The Spark That Bled 7, Sleeping on the Roof 8, A Spoonful Weighs a Ton 9, The Spider Bite Song 10, Race for the Prize Machrin Remix 11. So those 11 made it into our fives.
All right.
No bugging.
Well
Thank
done.
you, Aaron.
No bugging.
No bugging.
Was that,
No bugging. No.
is that an upset? You think?
Would just like to say, right? Would just like to say that, like, when I think kind of Aaron said earlier that the Soft Bulletin's the Flaming Lips' best album, but not his favorite album. That's exactly how I feel about Waiting for Superman.
Yeah.
I know it's brilliant, and
Yeah.
I respect that. It's a lovely song. I really enjoy it because others are kind of thing. But it's like Mr. Bowie. It's
Absolutely.
like even
Right.
at its worst, it's still brilliant. You
Can
know?
only have one favorite.
And then who knows if
Sorry.
Yeah. And I was saying even Spider Bite Song, I ranked it last, but it's still,
not well.
still a great song.
It's a song on a great album, isn't it? And it, as you say, it's a laugh, and it's a nice laugh, and it's a weird laugh, as we've discussed.
And I feel like, especially with such an emotional song. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
There's a little theme of bugs going on there with Buggin' and Spider Bite. I don't know about with the
Buggy.
The UK version. It's got slow motion instead.
Huh.
It doesn't have bugs.
Well, now I got to find that track.
I feel like with such.
I sent you a link to
What'd
it.
you say, Lisa?
I feel like with such an emotional album, it may be over time as you change, mature, that you may find different songs to be,
I should share that when I saw this, I mentioned it was June 14th, which is not only Phil's birthday, but was my dad's birthday. And he passed in 99, the year that this album came out.
Oh.
And and I was in a funeral I was at not a funeral, but a cemetery. And I was pretty much openly bawling when they were playing Waiting for Superman.
Wow.
That's
yeah.
sad and sweet story there. Aaron. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just feel it. You gotta let it go.
And I do feel if you're listening to this album, you want to look at lyrics too. I did not take up advantage of that opportunity this time. And I feel like, it's possible that may have, adjusted my choices.
Yeah.
So,
well,
yeah. And you famously don't like instrumentals, and there are
yes,
two on this album.
exactly. Famously. Very famous.
Exactly what I was thinking, Lisa, in that, like, what's going on in the lyrics is Dwayne, who's lost his dad and he thinks the band's going to break up, all those things in those years, is trying to explain it all in a rational, scientific way that he has done through all his songs somewhere. But he's got this big beauty thing in his heart, in his aesthetic, that he wants to bring into it. And the tension of the beautiful aesthetic and the trying to reason things with science is what makes the songs that we keep talking about so compelling, I think. It really gives them that edge of he's trying to understand the difficulties with beauty whilst applying the science to it. It's like a real postmodern mashup in that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a good point.
Intellectualization.
I'd say in a poetic way. I mean, it's a thinking man's band, and that really have to get into it, or get into the journey to understand, or feel it. It's empathic, like he was talking, like Wayne was talking about in his interviews. It's empathic. I mean, message get across musically, but not necessarily. It's hidden underneath the lyrics. Yeah. All right. Very much like art, like some of your paintings, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to think so.
All right. Well, this has been we've overcome some technical challenges here. I hope we did. I hope
Did
we
it justice.
did it justice. Yeah.
Phil will fix it in post, as they say.
Well,
I'm very glad to hear that.
that doesn't work with the antisocial network. So
Yeah. Everything kind of goes down the way it is.
That's why we're so
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
determined to get it within time.
Yeah.
I
But
see.
Sean,
All
can
right.
you tell us a little about where to find you and find your work, whether it's the music or art or your writings?
Yeah. Sure thing. If anybody, I'm at to Sean BW Parker everywhere. That's my middle name, by the way, SEAN. I've got a Spotify thing there with my 6 albums on there if they want my music. And if they want my art, go to Saatchi Art site, and it's got pretty much all my painting, all the big paintings on there. And if they like the news, come to my Twitter site. We've got 14,000 followers, and I'm very lively on there. And I'll be sticking this thing on there before you know it. So yeah.
All right. Thank you very much.
All right.
We really enjoyed it.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. Thanks for bringing on such a great album and making Phil listen to it. That's the whole point of Aaron's audio audible.
That seems to be the case.
I really enjoyed it.
You guys-
Really interesting observations all the way through.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thrilled when I saw that the soft bulletin was going to be the subject of one of these.
I knew you would be, Aaron. All right. You all have a good afternoon.
All right, thanks everybody.
Wishing everybody good weather.
Nice to meet you, John.
Bye bye.